We have another saying in our offices that gets repeated a lot. Satisfied clients rarely refer. In our experience, it takes a lot more than providing a good or satisfactory experience to a client for them to be willing to take the step of actually referring friends and family to you. Obviously, if we provide subpar service to a client, we wouldn't expect to win any referrals from them in the future. But our belief is that even providing good service falls short most of the time. Think of it this way. When you represent a buyer client, show them homes, negotiate the deal, handle the inspection, facilitate a walkthrough, and guide them through financing and closing, you're doing the job for which you are earning a commission. Even in the process of providing them a closing gift, for most buyers, you're engaging in what is essentially a quid pro quo exchange. You provide the service, and you get a commission check. A good or satisfactory experience doesn't create any overt motivation in a client to pass on your service to their social circle, in part because everybody got what they expected from this deal. There is, however, a completely different outcome when an agent manages to find a way to deliver what we call remarkable service to their clients. Seth Godin, one of our favorite authors, in his book Purple Cow, expresses this idea in a brilliant analogy. Imagine, he describes, taking a road trip through the country with your kids in the back seat. When they see a brown cow on the side of the road, they eagerly point it out with excitement. A few miles down the road, they see several more and point them out too. But within just a few miles of travel, the sight of regular cows on the roadside become nothing more than part of the landscape. These brown cows represent the unceasing onslaught of marketing solicitation thrown at us as consumers, and that the real estate world throws at our clients on a daily basis. You know, there was a time that they were appealing, perhaps, but today, for most people, they are just noise, and for the most part, we work to filter them out. But what if, just play along, while driving down the road, you came across a bright purple cow? What would you do then? Well, if you were like most people today, you'd probably start by stopping the car to admire it. And then? Well, then you'd probably take a picture, post it to your favorite social media outlet, and watch as the world commented on your remarkable discovery, right? Well, we believe that this reality holds true in the world of real estate as well, and that our goal is to work to deliberately create purple cow experiences for our buyer and seller clients. Experiences throughout the transaction that stand out from the noise, that would give them a reason to stop, to take a mental picture, to tell the world. Now, by definition, remarkable is something that you would tell others about. It's something worth remarking on. Doing a good job for a client is seldom remarkable. Rather, it's what's expected. And doing what was expected simply does not warrant the social risk of referring friends and family. After all, when you watch a halfway decent movie or eat at a decent restaurant, you don't tell the world about it. So what does remarkable look like in real estate? What's our purple cow? There's no templated responses to this, but it's easy to imagine 100 ways to create a remarkable experience. To be honest, the bar is pretty low to stand out in our industry, and remarkable doesn't need to be expensive. You know, remarkable is when Ted's lawn mowing service shows up at the home of a buyer or seller the day after closing and introduces themselves to the new homeowner and lets them know that you sent them over to take care of the lawn for them. Remarkable is following up exactly a week, a month, 6 months, and a year after the sale, simply to check in and see if there is anything you can do to help them get settled into their new home. Remarkable is providing annual updates to home buyers on the valuation of the real estate investment in the form of a simple market analysis, keeping them informed of what's been sold and what's been listed since they bought their new home. Remarkable is dropping whatever you're doing when a past client has a need and finding a contractor or a vendor who can solve their issue, whether it's a HVAC problem or plumbing or something else, and perhaps even covering the cost of the repair. Remarkable is knowing and caring about the personal life events of your clients' lives and taking the time to find a personalized and relevant gift for them to celebrate those events. Remarkable really isn't all that hard to achieve. For the most part, it looks a lot like what happens when you begin with a relational rather than a transactional approach to the business, and actually care about the long-term needs of your clients and sphere of influence. The impact, however, of deliberately working to go above and beyond and providing service worth remarking on is an investment in your business that pays the highest dividends of any investment you can make. So although, as we say, satisfied clients rarely refer, our experience is that clients who receive this level of purple cow service produce a steady stream of ongoing referrals to the agents who were willing to invest the time to be remarkable.